But also I got into trouble with them for saying things like ivermectin helped me get through COVID, which we should be getting. What's his name? That guy. What's the name of that guy? Scott Morrison. We should be getting him fixed up with some ivermectin. Scott Morrison. We should be getting him fixed up with some ivermectin. Scott Morrison. This video will probably be banned. I got a strike, so we might have to be off the YouTube recording. The censorship is very, very high. You've got no idea what is going on here. Okay, so let's talk about some cryptos, and I have to admit to having forked up with suddenly everybody had to get their money out of Russia and at least put their Russian rubles into Bitcoin because nobody wanted Russian rubles. I still can't get the screen to work. There we go. There we go. Okay, I can start now. Welcome to the cryptocurrency report for today, which is Monday the 28th of February 2022. That's some scheme picture, and there's our generalized disclaimer and warning. Aren't we excited? We've got the right date, we've got the right address for Alpha Securities. That's really, really important. As I was saying, I screwed up. I screwed up by wanting to sell out of some Bitcoin and look for lower levels. I think we got lower levels, but it certainly was not actually profitable in terms of getting refilled. Full stop in line. BTC USD new line. We see Bitcoin has done remarkably well, but however is near the top of the previous rejection points. Reality is I'd like to be buying back down to 41,537 or $40,000 new line. Or $40,000. BTC AUD. Just to be sure, we are buying 1/3 at each one of those levels. We will buy 1/3 at each of those levels with a stop loss below $34,000. We were hoping to buy some Aussie Bitcoin at $51,563 and $50,070. We never got filled on our dip buy in the Aussie dollar, and we currently are still long some in the USD BTC new line. XMR USD Monero new line. XMR USD. This has done exceptionally well, and unfortunately we did not get into the PHG trade lower down, but at least we are in. The stop loss can move now up to $148. Move the stop loss up to $148 on the position that we have got into. We did not get into the rest, unfortunately. Full stop, new line.
$105, $140.
We are now going to raise our stop loss up to $140. ETH USD, Ethereum. We own Ethereum, and our stop loss is a price stop below 22.69, or stop close only 23.26. So we'll move our stop loss up to 25.21. We achieved the $3,000 target. Next area is probably really that 3,200 area. Matic Polygon, Matic AUD. We got long, we didn't feel comfortable, but the stop loss at $1.87 has not been breached as far as I am aware of. And we have not been stopped out. We can now move the stop loss up to $1.95. Luna USD. Now this has been very strong and we have not got long, so I'm a little bit upset. If you did get long, you can run a stop loss now at $72.50, and well picked there, Eugene, new line. KDA USD, Kadena. Now this has been going up in increasing volume, so it's a good idea to buy some. Probably best down to $7 with a stop loss below $6.14. Let's make that a PHG trade. Down to $7 with a stop loss below $6. Sorry, the transcription's been giving me a lot of grief here. Potential. Any questions from Eugene? Any questions? Questions? Didn't do a lot of them, but just some of my transcribing things really not doing well. We'll do XRP. XRP USD. XRP USD. Ripple. We can have a stop loss at 68 cents and buy a break above 82 cents. This appears corrective in nature, the big decline, and so that would be a good spot to enjoy. Potential. Potential. Apparently, Mark Zuckerberg has been just found guilty of bribery, with $9 million going into Wisconsin counties, trying to get rid of Republicans, I think. We'll look up towards $1.07 for a set target this month. Okay, let's move on. near USD. Okay. Just with Ripple, we'll buy a break up above 82 cents with a stop loss below 67 cents, hoping for $1.07. Full stop, new line. Near USD. This is breaking out nicely, good volume. So a fantastic idea is to look for $14. If you get the chance to buy, you could buy dips down to $10.75 with a stop loss below $9.24. Full stop, new line. Eugene comes up with some good ones. The other place to look for is around $10 for buying. Seeing as Eugene's got this great track record, let's buy dips down to either $10 or $10.75 with a stop loss below $9.24. New PHG trade. We'll do 1/3 at each level. Target will be $14. Potential. We'll now see how long it takes for that to come up. Okay, let's move on. Let's do the Forex, the funky Forex. It's time for the funky Forex. So welcome to the PHG Speed webinar for today, which is the fabulous day of, I think it's Wednesday, the 2nd of March. March, everyone goes, beware the Ides of March. We were worried about, we thought that things might change for the better, 2022-2-20 2, nothing happened. I think Canadian truck demonstrations, Canada started to dismantle part of its oppression on COVID, and it's hilarious to see Prince Charles getting double vaccinated, triple vaccinated. Hilarious to see ScoMo getting vaccinated. Both of these people have had COVID twice. Makes some mockery of the vaccines, it really does, but then I thought they were bullshit anyway. So looking at the long-term bear pause warnings, bullhorns warnings in AUD USD and EUR USD, we have short-term bullhorns warnings in nothing. We have long-term bear pause warnings in the dollar index, and short-term bear pause warnings in the little Aussie Delero. US dollar index, DX. This keeps on going. We didn't get long, I believe. We've got out. We're not in there anymore. So let's look at this dollar index. If you were long, you can have a stop loss at 96.59 and hope for 97.97. It's been good for the US dollar. Charles says the headlines this morning is that PM is recovering for a week at home due to positive test and flu-like symptoms. I hope he gave it to Anastasia Palaszczuk, or I hope she gave it to him. Anyway, we now have our stop loss was not hit. It looks like in the stop was at 1.1277. No, 1.1277. Let's see if we got hit. We did not. Yay! So we could drop our stop loss down to 1.1236. We took some profit on 1/2. AUD USD, we're long. Stop is at 0.7. What? That makes no sense. I think we moved that up to 71.25. Sorry for that mistake. That was a big figure mistake. If you see errors like that, here we go, here we go, here we go. We've got a 1-to-1. It's not the best 1-to-1. Let's take profit to 72.66. Third of the position, 0.7266. See if that works, and we'll stop loss is 71.25. Where should we put the stop loss? 71.80. It's interesting to see the dollar go. Our Aussie crosses must have done okay. And now the USD CAD, we wanted to sell a breakdown below 1.2659. That did happen. We are short and not happy. Where was the stop? So we entered. And the stop is at 1.28. $1.2787. entered. NZD USD, still reasonably good. Have a stop loss at 0.672. GBP USD. I didn't expect that to happen, so I'm confused on that one. USD CHF. Have a stop loss at 0.9146. Look up towards 0.9828. USD JPY. This is interesting. USD JPY. We are long. Stock is at 114.88. This looks like we got filled on the stopped out exclamation mark for a profit 28-2-22. Stopped out exclamation mark for a profit 28-2-22. Welcome to the Commodities Speed webinar for Monday the 28th of February 2022. Here's a disclaimer in the morning, and I have to disclaim taking profit in wheat was a bad idea. We have long-term bear pause warnings in cotton, orange juice, coffee, rapeseed oil, corn, soybean meal. We have short-term bear pause warnings in gold, Kansas wheat, silver, corn, soybean oil, 2-year notes, and wheat. We have long-term bear pause warnings in crude oil, feeder cattle, palladium, euro dollar, and 10-year notes. And as I've said before about crude oil, it's very hard to go short when the whole world doesn't like it, even though it should be absolutely free if nobody wants it. We have short-term performance warnings in orange juice, coffee, live cattle, and oats. And go see where we go to. The big winner in tonight's episode, last night's episode, is uranium, up 4.93% and up 74% for the year on year. This is the data up to the 28th February that I could see. Pick up the chart. My theory that this is going up and going up towards 52 and 60 seems to be in play. We also notice that Cameco, the CCJ.US, has restarted uranium production for the first time since 2018. Why didn't they do that over here? Which is pretty weird. Anyway, market seems to be enjoying going up. At the moment, I cannot think terribly bad thoughts for it, except that extra production might be a worry. Let's do some fundamental stuff. Aluminium, still rocking the Casbah, looking for 285.40, and alumina, AWC, kind of is waddling up. It's not doing what its futures price is doing for whatever reason. Maybe they're hedged forward. Chinese iron ore. We saw it surge a bit. We saw BHP do well yesterday. War is good for iron ore. I think Ukraine produces it, so it's probably going to be able to. There's going to be a less iron ore made short term for $155.39 on the top side, and you can still look to buy dips down to $141.41. Coking coal still continues its jagged little uptrend, looking for 2,922 on the top side. The other one we're going to look for is London nickel and then we'll look at Baltic Dry Index. London nickel continues to go up. 25,688 is the target. Notice that it's been just pushing on the thread. It's not really had a really good trendiness for a month, but it's still going up. Baltic Dry Index, the dip down to 1882 is feasible. I think I've said that before, and eventually up to 2611. Let's start with the softs. Cocoa, we were trying to do some buying, weren't we? And that probably didn't work that well. We've only got orange juice we're looking to buy, so we're being a little bit conservative, more scared, let's call it scared, about buying it. Cocoa, though, is probably worthwhile buying now. Let's buy some cocoa at the market on open. And I think it's May cocoa that we want to be buying. Let's just prove it back to myself. Yep. Let's buy a market on open with stop loss below 24.60. So 24.60, 24.60. Look for 26.11. Potential. Okay, let's do the funky orange juice. Break above 145 or dips to 128.42. Not fulfilled. We were close, no cigar. Wait for that. Coffee. I'd like to get a 226.59. I would think we'll wait. Lumber. Look for dips to 13.47. Have a stop loss below 13.30. sugar. It's getting okay. I don't think, for some reason I was thinking about sugar, but we didn't get further. We didn't have any orders in. I'm thinking, you might want to look for a dip back down to 18 on the dip. I think that's it for those ones. Let's go in and look at the grains. Corn. Now, I didn't think there was much corn made in the Ukraine, seriously, but they're coming up to their big season. Notice here, corn was actually high, was at $7.43, so we're getting close to old tops. You'll notice that in Grain Corp I gave a sell signal, or a take profit signal in Grain Corp if you were long the other day. So soybean oil, this is if you were long, have a stop loss below $7.80, and it certainly has been a pretty amazing run. And if you, that's longer term, and stop loss below $72.50 if you're in the shorter term. Soybean meal, Ukraine sold 8 million tons of corn sold to China, so they're actually short. Is that what they're doing? They're squeezing Ukraine. We support you in war, we won't give you any troops, we'll just give you some lethal weapons. But hey, guess what? If you're short and you've got a contract against China, we'll stick it to you. So they're short, are they? Or is that why they've screwed up corn? Soybean meal, they need to buy it elsewhere. That's hilarious. When you look at the Ukrainians and their oppression of the Russian and not giving them the independence vote, you realize what Vladimir Putin was doing. War exempts Ukraine, does it? Ah, okay, so war gets them off the hook. So they can actually deliver it if they've got it somewhere else. Sell it to somebody else. Okay, so China's running around buying it. So China's running around buying corn. Soybean meal, I'd like to see it probably back down to $4.32. Couldn't happen to nicer people. Soybeans. Soybeans had their 2-day fall. Now a reasonable rally. I still think $15.42 would be the better area to be buying in. There's a lot of reasons for down there. Wheat, Lollapalooza. Now, we did have a stop. We raised it up. I think it was 882 or something. We took profit at 882, but I don't think our stop was there. So wheat, 860. You can put that up to 882. 966 was achieved. This is insane. It's a good trade. $9.89 is the next target. I thought I saw above $11, above $10, Gary. Was that very close spot market? Not. Russian sanctions can't trade wheat to NATO country. They're letting them do gold, I think. I was reading something about gold. Where was that article? Maybe I've blown it off the screen. No, not there. No. Unfortunately, I don't have that. Oil as well can trade. They can trade oil. Yeah, you can buy oil from them. You can buy oil from Russia. Yeah, it's good as long as it's just unbelievable. It's hypocrisy everywhere. Yeah, we're really being tough on them. Sorry about this ugly guy in the picture. Something's my phone's buzzing. One second. Okay, so let's bring into some perspective. Wheat. Just carry that stop. Hope it keeps going. Baltic Dry Index. We've done. Sorry. We'll do bondages. 30-year bonds. Wow, I kept on thinking we should be buying bonds, didn't I? Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, they're off. I got an account to do some TLTs. Didn't get them. That, of course, means lower interest rates. Is this a contract rollover? Yes, it probably is. So this is probably shifting to the junior contract. Well, it's still good. There's a gap up, but it's still good. So bonds, we want to buy dips down to 157.12. And I'm sorry for being a bit late to the party, even though I told you earlier. Put a stop loss below 156. And targets we will think about as being $160.23 and $164.20. Potential. Wheat's limit up now. Because their crop, is that like in August or something that they usually crop in Ukraine? Is it? There's a really fast growing wheat, I guess. 10-year notes. It's a big rally, looking for 129 and 10 seconds. You might be able to get filled down at 127 and 30 seconds. Yeah, I didn't have the money in the account to didn't get across. So that's a bit of a fail. Bonds, Australian bonds, they're up a bit. So fixing interest rates is not the best ones. Done corn. Let's look at the energies. Energies above $100 a barrel finally on crude oil properly. This is inflation like we've never seen before, but we can all thank Joe Biden for starting it. $94 would be the stop if you were long crude oil. Heating oil. Actually, the feds, they don't know what to do with themselves now. Heating oil. Notice they've lowered interest rates while inflation goes through the roof. Does that make any sense? Heating oil, look for $3.06. Stop loss should be at $2.89. RB gasoline. This is just outrageous. Wow. Stop loss should be at $2.73. They're going to have to shut down the world to stop these prices going up so much. Trump was right. Buy crude oil. The other one was natural gas. Let's see where that one is. That's usually weak at this time, or starting to weaken. It's still not great. There you go, natural gas. Next one. We'll do the metals. Gold. Gold's been doing good. Stop loss goes up to 1900 if you are long. I don't think we put any on other than palladium. 2260 we're looking to buy at. So let's go to palladium first up. We get a 2260. No, we didn't. Never filled at that. Just insane what's going on. Platinum. It's cheap, but is it nasty? Stop should be at 1030. I think platinum is lots of gold mines in Russia lots of platinum and silver, I believe. I think they control it, so possibly them trying to sell their stuff forces it lower, I guess. It might be one of the ones they don't have any sanctions on. Silver, my golly, my golly gosh. When markets do this, often the firepower is finished, so maybe look for $27. I'm not so... I'd like to see these higher in a big panic. It would be great. If you are trying along silver and trying to hang in there, have a stop loss at $24.16. What was the other one? So we've done silver, we've done all the other ones. And lastly, I think we've done everything except for maybe sugar. Yeah, we've done sugar. That's it for the commodities. PHG neglected trades. No, all good. Now let's talk about equities. Welcome to the World Indices for Monday the 28th of February 2022. We have short-term bear pause warnings for 340 US OEX stocks. We have ProShares Silver, Yamana Gold, AstraZeneca, DRD Gold, EWA Shares Australia, Gold Miners, Market Vectors, Bloomberg Grains, and junior ones as well. We have short-term Bullhorns warnings in Pfizer, Morgan Stanley, Oshkosh, German DAX, and Hang Seng. So if you can make out what's going on in the world, that's great. But all I know is there's some slapping going on and some boosting. So it's all commodities are winning. Well, commodities seem to be winning and equities don't seem to be. Now, we get an interesting proposition here. We have, this is the dailies on the trannies. We've not done another 1-to-1. We saw what happened when that prior 1-to-1 happened. And notice there's really basically a 3 set. 1, 2, 3. Is there a 4 set? No. So we got a triple. Really at the same level. So we've seen it knocked. I don't think we should see a new low, but I think we'll see 14,588 on the downside. Now, I haven't been talking and transcribing this, so just give me a second. Dow Jones Transportation Average, new line. Now this has gone a triple. So basically triple ranges the same, 3 ranges the same. Now the overall trend in equities is down, looking for 14,588. Normally you'd think this would be going to new lows. It's quite possible it is, but all in all, we are in for a protracted drama play act that is going on in the world, full stop, new line. No one wants to put troops in, but they're all standing in solidarity with Ukraine, aren't they? Full stop, new line. We know that Russia has been hard done by in the Ukraine. The Russian descendants were not allowed to vote for independence. And we know that a number of bad things have been done to Russians in Ukraine, full stop, new line. We don't hear that in the news. All we see is the New World Order, one government, all acting in concert as it did with COVID, full stop, new line. These are all World Economic Forum people, full stop, new line. We have to be really careful about what we do and say around those people because they're so nice and smiley looking after the world, but behind them is pure evil, full stop, new line. Dow Jones Industrial Average. Yesterday I sat near the close and I'm saying, I've got to sell something, I've got to sell something. And I only sold the grey, which I showed you, and I probably needed to, because the market was up so well yesterday, I thought I have to sell something. And I didn't do a lot, but I should have dumped probably about half my portfolio. The Dow Jones Industrial Average looks for 32,956, new line. We don't know what the volume is at the moment here, but it's certainly not all that strong, full stop, new line. S&P 500, cash index, new line. Look down towards 42.19 on the downside. That might be the pickup area that may afford it something. You can have a stop loss at 4,200, new line. E-mini S&P. Now this is interesting, isn't it? Because the ranges that we see in the Dow and the S&P show new lows, but we're not seeing that in E-mini S&P because it is a 24-hour range. So my theory about it being a bit of a buy is probably okay. The point I'd like to see that at is either at 42.10 or 42.60, full stop, new line. Now we were long the S&P or the micro E-mini S&P. And we moved the stop loss up to 43.60, which was break even. And we were stopped out, exclamation mark, for break even. I'm not sure if we want to put it trade on this at all, full stop, new line. E-mini S&P internals. The volatility is out of control and probably better to not do anything for a little while. Full stop, new line. NASDAQ, new line. The World Economic Forum global leaders, Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Page, Sergey Brin, Sandberg, Bezos, and many others who suddenly got rich by doing deals with the devil, they haven't seen their stock prices fall much recently. I guess because it's good to have everybody sitting on Facebook looking for news on the Ukraine. Looking down towards 13,826 if it doesn't get above 14,600, new line. Volatility index, the VIX, new line. This is still in uptrend, and I'm still disappointed with myself for not buying some more when it was in the high 20s. I just cannot bring myself to buy it when it's this high. I mean, if this is a real crisis, volatility index often goes to 50 or something like that. And in some instances, it's gone to 85. And in one instance, 96.4, full stop, new line. German DAX. It looks cheap and it feels nasty. As we know that the new Secretary of State for Germany, or Foreign Secretary, whatever word they want to use, is now a Greens person, and it's all about climate change when people are trying to kill each other in the Ukraine. Full stop, new line. Germany has reached peak insanity. It's gone full French. Euro Stoxx 50. Completely horrible looking chart. Don't touch it, new line. It's so bad it's probably a buy, but it's trending down, so don't buy it. Full stop, new line. Italian MIB, new line. This has gone from hero to zero very quickly. Don't touch it, new line. Because if this contagion spreads, I guess Europe is in the firing line. Full stop, new line. Shanghai A shares index, new line. China is the chosen one of the elites in the World Economic Forum. I've told you the story about 2003 meeting a person who said he'd met the doorway to the system. That system was probably the World Economic Forum. China was preferred currency. The Chinese currency is preferred currency of the World Economic Forum. And Trump did not let them get in and use China's money as a way of controlling everybody. Looking up to 37.14 or 37.55 on the top side, stop loss should be at 36.08. New line. Hong Kong Hang Seng slid down below the lows. It needs probably a shot of a Dow Jones Industrial average rally to get it out of this. At the moment, don't touch. New line. Japanese Nikkei. Probably look down to 26,053 for this if it's a normal market, which it's not. Full stop, new line. Australian Share Price Index Futures, SPI, new line. Look for 68.92 on the downside. We reduced by 0.5% of our self-managed super funds at the end of the day yesterday. That was not nearly enough. Full stop, new line. Oops. We did have a PHG trade on. The stop was 69.58. Long at... Ooh. They got our stop. Bastards. We got out for break even. We took profit at 71. We were hoping to take profit at 71.27. And we got out on the first. Yay. We got out of site 1. -3 -2 4. We did take profit on 1/3 at 71.27 on our PHG trade. Just got out by 1 pip from the high, and our stop loss was at 69.58, and we are out at break even, so we made a little bit of money on that trade. Stopped out exclamation mark for a profit. So I'm happy about that. Let's talk to you later in the Australian